Good morning. It's a great pleasure for me to be here, and I'm thankful to the WFH for inviting me. I've originally trained as a nurse. I knew nothing about haemophilia until I came to work with the Irish Hemophilia Society 15 years ago. And I must say that has been a huge learning curve. I was a psychotherapist before I started with the society as well. So I'd like to share with you some thoughts and around the issues and challenges that I've gathered actually from some research, from listening to my other colleagues, psychosocial colleagues. Just my disclosures, I have no conflict of interest. So according to the World Health Organization, the general aging pattern really depends on these issues, like the society the person is raised in, the nutrition that was available to them, any poverty experienced, access to education and health care, lifestyle choices like smoking and alcohol abuse, and finally, the working conditions that the person has experienced. I like this. Men mature like fine wine. And then I would add, and some become very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Delicious?
Well, distinguished, yes. Yes, they do. But things that make up a person, and I'm talking about people in general, because the men with haemophilia are part of that. This is all of the information we have because they are really pioneers as they're getting older. So it has been said, oh yes, a man's personality affects how he views his life. Either he's optimistic, pessimistic. Does he see life as with the glass half full or half empty? His financial situation can determine his physical comfort. The quality of his relationships with family and friends nourishes his life. And the state of a person's health will impact on his quality of life. Aging in general, which comes to us all, including myself, is about, senior citizens generally slow down, and they slow down, and they have to, can become less productive. They may explore life as a retiree. However, because the man with haemophilia, because of his chronic condition, may have to face these challenges of early retirement, obviously earlier in his life than the average population. He may have to let go of his career. He may need assistance coming to terms with this and to be able to appreciate what he actually has. Because it is important for all of us that we feel positive about our lives. Because specifically with a man with haemophilia, he may see his life as being unproductive, or he may feel guilt about the past, or feel dissatisfied, which all of that could lead, obviously, to feelings of despair, hopelessness, depression. So the ability to let go and appreciate what one has will lead to acceptance of your circumstances. Wisdom, which is, I would say, as the gift of aging, enables a person to review his life with a sense of completeness and closure, and finally to accept his death without fear. So what are the specific challenges for the man with haemophilia? Well, fear of bleeds, whether he has or hasn't factor, particularly challenging if he doesn't have access to factor. Pain, whether it's acute or chronic, I believe it is very difficult to tell the difference from acute pain of a bleed to chronic pain if you have a lot of joint arthropathy. The physical limitations of arthropathy itself can be challenging to either overcome or come to terms with. And then if the person is working, if he needs to have sick leave, that can have obviously a negative effect on his enjoyment of working. The man with haemophilia may find it difficult to continue working. Sometimes continuing on may not be an option. So therefore he may have to face involuntary unemployment or early retirement. And obviously this can have a negative impact on his income and his social contacts, because our work is a big part of our lives. So what can the man with haemophilia do? Stay active and socially involved as much as possible. Work closely with his haemophilia treatment centre to maximise his physical abilities and minimise pain from haemophilia arthropathy. I would encourage that the haemophilia physiotherapist obviously can provide individualised exercise programs, and then the haematologist can recommend pain medications or a referral to a pain specialist where available. It is also important that the man with haemophilia stays in contact with his general practitioner, because he is going to be able to continue monitoring him and treating him for the ordinary age-related illnesses that everyone will get. The importance of peer and family support cannot be understated, especially at this stage of life, because you need your friends, you need your family. It is important that the man with haemophilia shouldn't be afraid to change his routine. He may have to adapt his home or his working environment to keep his independence, because obviously that is so important. And in making changes within his home or work environment to improve the quality of his life. So what has changed in the last few years? Well, the quality and availability of Factor has improved greatly. Fortunately, I come from Ireland, and we have a very good healthcare system. But generally, there has been such movements in the quality and improvement in longer-acting Factor. So the life expectancy of the person with haemophilia has greatly improved. However, there are a number of people, and I've heard this from our own men with haemophilia, that when they were younger, they didn't expect to grow old. No one spoke about it, so they never had the expectations. So actually, this can be a challenge, because now that the man is in his 60s, maybe 70s, he may need to develop new interests because his work life may have finished, and he needs to find a new meaning in life and also improve the quality of his life, because I know that from the men with haemophilia in Ireland, the quality of their lives is so important to them, and their independence. Obviously, some complications of haemophilia may have a negative impact on a person's sexual functioning, and this may require some professional intervention, either through medication or counselling. The future. What is going to influence the future? Well, cultural differences. So different cultural backgrounds may impact on how a person sees his life and his bleeding disorder. While ageing can be challenging for everyone, generally the man with haemophilia has actually developed some really strong tools. He has developed strong resilience throughout his life and coping strategies that have brought him to now, and they have served him well throughout his life. This resilience, I believe, can now be drawn upon to arm him to go forward with more coping strategies. Because, yes, he may need to adapt his home, change his interests, his hobbies. However, he may need extra support in doing that. But it is important to have the belief that the resilience you have developed for yourselves as you've grown up, that is going to help you going forward. I think too, it is going, the haemophilia treatment centres and the national member organisations are going to have to support the ageing person with haemophilia in a different way, and that will obviously provide challenges. But I don't doubt that the men who are now in their 60s, maybe 70s, and as they age more, that they will face the challenges as you have faced the challenges of your life to date. Thank you.